All right, just a quick, well overdue update on how things are going. Things are actually going pretty good. They're on track. Actually, right now, a little bit ahead of track, and I'll explain all that. So, let's start with just some quick totals. So, Bitcoin is about 1,500. I really haven't messed with it. I've added a little bit more money when it dropped back to, I think, a little bit either at or right below where I started with it. So, I just tossed a little bit more in there, but it's about 1,500. It's really, I'm not paying too much attention to it right now. 401k, doing good, about 27.4 with about $64 a month average of dividend income. About half of my holdings will pay in September, and then the other half is monthly. But when you average it all out, it's about $64 a month. Cash, I have right about 11k, and that's the totality, and that includes checking account and everything. So that's just kind of the totality of cash is about 11k right now. M1 doing still pretty good. It's about 26,550 today. I mean, as of when I record this, with about $69 a month in dividend income. But the highest month is right around $80. So I'm really trying to get to that $100 month. That's kind of a big goal for me, is to have that first $100 month, specifically just in stocks. And then Fundrise, I have 17,580, and actually the per month for the last quarter is about 202, 203. So that's actually doing really well. Of course, every quarter is different, so it's hard to say. But let's actually dig into Fundrise a little bit more here, because you can see that I'm doing about half of what I did of all time just this year. So dividends, I've done $171 this year, and $327, $328 total since I started to about 2.25 years ago. The appreciation, speaks for itself. $775 this year and $1,266 total. So this year has been a really good year. And actually, if you look at here, where we look at the breakdown for years, so partial 2019, I started, when did I start? July, I think. July. So let's say half a year. So in half a year, I made $119. The next year, for a full year, I made $520. And this year, only so far, right? We're only in August, I've made $940. So you can see just how quickly, I'm going to be definitely over 1,000, probably, let's say at least 1,250 to 1,300 is my guess. Maybe a little bit more. It might be nice to go up to like 1,500, but I'm going to shoot for about 1,250, 1,300 as a guess. And you can see, just massive difference between 2020 and 2021. But I haven't put in that much more. You can see I've put in the $5,000 range, $5,100, $5,300, $5,600 so far this year. So by the end of this year, let's say September, October, November, December, maybe 7,500, I think, because 500 a month is my minimum. So this is only what I've put in. So this doesn't take into account the returns, right? So about 7,500 is what I'll put in this year, compared to 5,300 last year. So I think next year is going to be a huge year for Fundrise. If I'm getting $1,200, $1,500, $1,300 this year, starting with $5,000, starting with 11,000. I think I started with 11. Yeah, I started this year with 11,000, and I've already made 940, and I'll be up at $1,200-$1,300 range. So you can imagine if I started at 11 this year, and I made $12.50. If I start at next year, 17, 18, 19, right around 20,000. So somewhere around 20,000 by the end of this year. Almost double. I mean, I'm going to be in the hopefully multiple $1,000 club for Fundrise, which is, again, getting over, multiple thousands, right? Anytime you break a certain amount. So I broke 1,000 in stocks, 1,000 in, well, no, I haven't broken 1,000 per year in stocks. I have broken $1,000 dollars. We'll look here, actually. $1,000, so $1,069 since I started for income stocks. But I'm not at the $1,000 per year range. I'm at in the $800 range right now. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, I'm at the $1,000 range. But for Fundrise, I'm at the over $1,000 already. Next year, I'll be in the multiple thousands of dollars. So really happy with Fundrise. I think I'm getting, my average is about 8.7% return on Fundrise. So that's doing really well. And that's about it. Just a quick update. Sorry that I kept saying I would do 70 and then 75, and I didn't. But it went so fast. It was 70, then it was 75, then it was 80. I hit 80 at my 2-year mark. So right at the 2-year mark when I started investing, I hit 80. So $80,000 in 2 years. I'm expecting to get $100,000 by either November or December. It depends how things goes. I've started doing side work a lot more. I've really started to kick up my multiple sources of income, trying to pull in as much money as possible. Just this month, I've done over $1,000 in side income, and that's really only doing about a week, well, maybe week and a half of actual work on the side. So not passive things. So that's an actual, let's say, side job with a week and a half of that, plus all the passive stuff I've done. I'm over $1,000. So next month, working basically double time. I mean, I'm basically working 2 full-time jobs. I worked 70 hours. Well, it depends how you calculate it, but between 70 and 80 hours last week, and I'm expecting to do at least that much every week for the next month. So $1,000 with the week and a half. I'm really hoping to get at least $2,000. Let's say between $2,000 and $2,500 of side income apart from my quote unquote normal job, and that should put me in the $100,000 range by November. But if not, something happens, then I'll be at 100,000 by the end of this year. That's kind of pretty much expected at this point, as long as I keep going the way I'm going. So just an update. Thanks for listening. $84,000 in what it's been about 2 years and 3 months. So we're getting there quicker than I expected. So thanks for listening.